A lot of them came to me with, I want to speak like an American, I want to speak like a British. The first point I'm gonna tell you guys out there, those of you who keep on coming at accents, let me just tell you first of all, there is nothing called an African accent. So hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing great. If this is your first time on my channel, you are awesomely, truly welcome. And if you're already subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. All right, so today, you guys, so welcome to my channel. And if you've been a follower on my channel, you would see there's a video I talked about doing, okay, no, I didn't talk about it in this video, it's coming, okay, in another video. So today we're going to be talking about accents and language. Now I'm taking this cue from DIMMA UMEH. Well, actually I had recorded this video a while back, but I hadn't been up to, you know, putting up, and then she beat me to the punch. So in a nutshell, I'm going to just put an extract of her video. I'm just going to put it, if you don't know who DIMMA UMEH is, she's a Nigerian YouTuber, very lovely girl, I love her a lot. And I'm going to put, I'm just going to put, you know, an extract of her video of what she talked about, you know, accents and how to kill your African accents. Now, first of all, you know, I just want to get something out there first of all. And I'm going to be speaking to you guys as a language consultant. I'm a language consultant. I was a language consultant for 4 years. My domain was English, but then the rule of language learning in all languages is the same. And my own point of view is going to be coming from a professional aspect, professional point of view, because I get a lot of this a lot. Even when I was in the job, in the profession, where I was supposed to be teaching French people, I was supposed to be teaching French people, or you know, training them to speak English. A lot of them came to me with, I want to speak like an American, I want to speak like a British. And you know, in truth, I used to like hold myself for the next 45 minutes not to bust out laughing, because it's the most stupid thing ever. And I'm going to explain all that in this video. So yeah, so I'm going to be talking, you know, professionally in this video. Now, first and foremost, the first point I'm going to tell you guys out there, those of you who keep on coming at accents, let me just tell you first of all, there is nothing called an African accent. It doesn't exist. Please stop the ignorance. I'm angry now in that particular one. Just stop the ignorance. It doesn't exist. There is nothing called an African accent. If you listen to DIMMA's video, if you have not watched it, please go and watch it. She's going to talk. She talked about the fact that Africa is so diverse, and one country in Africa alone, for example Nigeria, boasts of people of different ethnic groups, more than 250 languages. I personally, I speak 4 or 5 languages on my own. Okay, so if you are going to sit down here and be talking about accents, God should not punish you, Sha. Anyway, so like I was saying, so I put that out there. Please, there is nothing called an African accent. It doesn't exist. It's the most ignorant thing ever. First and foremost. Secondly, and I'm also going to tell you guys, it is very rude and downright disrespectful to ask someone and say, what accent is that? You know, just because your accent is different. Please, it's downright rude. It's not a compliment. Or you tell the person, oh, you speak so well for an English person. I'm not English, I'm Nigerian, I'm Igbo. By virtue of the fact I'm Nigerian and Igbo, and I'm covered by more than 250 ethnic groups, I could be speaking 100 languages. And as long as I can express myself in any of these languages, and you know, a lot of people don't understand, as long as you can express yourself in different languages, you miss the point. The point about learning different languages or being able to speak different languages is that there is a there's a richness to it. I feel glad in my heart when I can hear a lot of, especially Nigerian movies, when I can hear most of them express themselves in Igbo, in Yoruba, in Hausa, in Benin, in Edo. And basically, we all know that these people do not speak these languages. These are not their origins. But they speak it so fluently. They take their time to go and, learn, their scripts in that language if it so, requires. It is a richness, it is a love, it is a joy to be able to do that. And for me to be able to communicate, if you do not understand, if you do not know, to be able to communicate in another person's language is a lifesaver. I even want to use the Bible in this. When Jesus Christ talks about the Holy Spirit, when the Bible talks about the Holy Spirit descending on the apostles, and that they could speak in tongues, in the languages of everyone who was there, and they could all understand. You guys, please don't get it twisted. There was a reason for that, because the gospel needed to be spread and everybody wanted to understand what they, for the Holy Spirit or for God at the time, it was important that there was this language, barrier that was broken. So what you have to understand is that being able to speak a different language is you are breaking barriers. Call it breaking the ice. Imagine going to a foreign country. Imagine going to somewhere you've never been. That's another video for another day. I'm going to give you my experience when I came to France and not being able to, and not understanding a word of French, and coming to somewhere and then you meet just one person. Imagine one person who can speak your language. Then imagine when you can now begin to speak the language of these people. It doesn't make you different. It doesn't make you stupid. It doesn't make you trying to be a wannabe. No, it just shows that you are an open-minded and open-hearted person. And that's the truth. Now, I'm going to go to another point. The next one is you cannot force an accent. Listen for too long. Now, let me break this down. A lot of us, like I told you, I am a language consultant. I did this for 4 years. Now, your accent is genetic. Please, I'm going to put it in bold capital letters. Genetic. Which means, except you were born, or if you were born in Nigeria, by virtue of the ethnic group you belong to, you are going to grow up speaking any other language with your natural accent from your language of your ethnicity, from your mother tongue. So as much as I want to speak English, or as much as I will be speaking English, there is a point in time while I'm speaking, I am going to pronounce certain words like don't is Igbo in accents. Yes. I am going to say words like odo. You see, I can't help it. No matter how I try, I can't. I have fallen into that thing so many times. I'm going to say words like gluttony, gluttony. I can't help it. So my accent is genetic, which means I can catch you. Listen, when I found Pick Mill on YouTube, I saw her for the first time. The way she spoke, I just said this girl is a Nigerian. I had not defined what part of Nigeria she was. That is what accents do. Accents define your origin. So by virtue of that fact, they are genetic. Now, if, for example, I'm living in France now, I live in Europe, and I have my kids here, for the fact that they were born here, they are going to have a French accent while speaking. Yes, because this is their genetic modification. Now, will the accent of their genetics still show? Yes, somehow, somewhere while they are speaking. Why? Because at home, the language that they speak with at home, like in my house, we speak both English and Igbo. So there is going to be somewhere along the line where my kids are going to coming out with one small Igbo accent somewhere. This is the truth, you guys. I am saying this fact. So your accent is genetic. A child who was born in the United States is going to have an American accent. But will her ethnic accent play a role in her life? Yes, because mom and dad speak in that language, in that accent that is ethnic to them, in their mother tongue. So that is why when you see YouTubers like Yuki, when you see YouTubers like Pickmill, you see YouTubers like Chidimma, you see YouTubers like myself, you see many, Nigerian YouTubers, they will easily slip into the accent of their origin because it's in you, it's in the blood. It cannot be removed. Please don't get it twisted. Now the next point is that, I'm sorry, but this is the truth. For me, it is rude and racist to talk about someone's accent. Listen, I always feel it's a point of ignorance. There was a day I was in church. Let me give an example. There was a day I was in church and I met this guy. I just finished reading. I'm a lecturer in the church. I don't know if I've said it before. And there was this day I just finished, reading. And this guy comes to me. He came to meet me and he said, this is your accent. You speak, there's a little bit here, a little bit of English and something else. And I looked at him and he said African accent. And I looked at him because he had said it so many times and I was getting fed up with it. And I looked at him for a while and I said it in French. I said, ça n'existe pas l'accent africain. That means it does not exist because Africa is so diverse. He said, no. He was a French guy. He was like, oh, no. Mais tu comprends très bien ce que je trouve. I said, no, je comprends rien. I told him, I said, no, I don't understand. I'm telling you, I'm trying to educate you, and I'm telling you that it does not exist an African accent. I am Nigerian, I'm Igbo, I am this and that is what you have to understand. The fact that I can speak French is because I took out my time and I said, okay, I want to learn the French language. But even when I speak French, you can still hear the drops of my Igbotic accent inside. I cannot help it. Even sometimes I mix it in English because there are words in French that are similar to English and I pronounce it in English. And most of them pretend they don't understand. Hey, I know you do understand. They do understand. Okay? So you find out that languages are borrowed from left, right, and center. We all know that the English language was borrowed from all the languages combined in Europe. How confusing can life be? But then we speak English almost everywhere. English is not the only language in the world. We've got Dutch, we've got French, we've got what else? We've got there's got Flemish. There's so many languages all over the world. So for somebody to expect you to be able to speak because you put out your life or you put out yourself on YouTube and somebody says your accent, I think it's rude. I think you should appreciate it more. I think people like what's her name? I've forgotten her name. She's Igbo as well on YouTube. I think Omabel. I think people like Omabel, the first day I heard her speak, I fell in love with her. I was like, oh my God. She was coming at me with the real Igbo accent and I was like, this is so good to see. And she did it without, she was doing it without complex, and that is what it is. And I keep on saying, I said, if you are someone whom your father and your mother have never born you in the abroad, they have never born you in the diaspora, and you begin to come and do, hey, what's up, my dear? Sorry, you are complexed. That's the truth. I don't want to call names. There are many. I've seen them. They'll just be doing, even the ones that represent us internationally. When they are talking, you'll be asking, but I thought they said it is on Ojo Elegba that they born this one. Abi, is it not in Ebonyi State that they said this one was born? Accent. I can't kill myself. Do you know that when you speak in an accent that doesn't belong to you, you flop? You falter somewhere, and the people you are trying to imitate at a time, they will not understand you. Yes, it is much more interesting, much more fun when you can actually speak in your natural. Even I remember I was speaking with my son's teacher one time, and he said he was in Ireland. He's French, and he said and he was trying so hard to speak like the Irish. And I said every time they didn't understand what he was saying. And then at a time he just said, "Listen, let me just forget this thing." And then he went on all out his normal French accent. By the time he was with the family, you know, he now found out that they could understand him better, you know, that he was understood better. So he now realized that, why am I busy faking an accent? Stop faking it. It's wrong. It's a complex. If you fake your accent, you are complexed. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's the truth. You see, like now, like I said, it's the truth. I said it, but you know, that's my Igbo accent that just came out. Boom. It's the truth. There's nothing I can do. I can't help it. It just slips out. And that is how you know that your accent is it's genetic. You can't fake it. And one of the reasons I love Yoruba people so much, you know, yes, I know I have a video on Yoruba demon. For those of you who have not seen it, go and look for it. Yeah, I'll link it anyway in the video so that you can watch it. Yes, I know, but I have a lot of Yoruba friends, good people, you know. I won't say that all of them are the same, but that's one of the things I love about Yoruba people. It's one of the things I love about Hausa people. Let's not mind what's going on in Nigeria today with our president, you know, but a Yoruba man, it's something that we know everywhere. A Yoruba man, PhD, honors, name it. He will still speak his Ngbati, and nobody is going to crucify him for it. And he's saying it, he's speaking it comfortably. A Hausa man will still speak his English with his F, P's, and, you know, factor. Nobody is killing him. You know, a lot of our people, especially, I don't know, I don't want to just say, I don't want to put it to ethnic group, but I've noticed it a lot with we Igbos. A lot of us are throwing away our, you know, and it's for me, say, I don't know, it's not good. Anyway, let me continue because this video, I want to make it as short as possible. Yeah, and I've talked about the fact that there are many people in the world. English isn't the only language. It's rude to talk about somebody's accent, or, you know, and then you can't force an accent for too long. Yes, you can't. No matter how much you want to try, you can't do it, because you will be tired. You see this, your throat, it will be paining you. That's the truth. While you're talking, your tongue will begin to hurt. It will disturb you, and then you may, if you are not careful, you bite it. Yes, you just bite yourself for nothing. Nothing at all. It will be just because you are forming accents. Please help yourself. Now, also, like I also talked about, I said when you fake an accent, you sound fake. You don't sound real. Now, I realized something. Let me tell you my own story. Like I said, I think this is a factor that is common to we Nigerians a lot, and especially from the Igbos. I was in Enugu one time, at the time, when the Kano Heart Foundation was being launched. And I recall one time he was being interviewed, and the thing was that, stupid me, I wasn't aware that I was standing with the person who was actually in charge of the contracts for building his website and, you know, all the communications paraphernalia that was involved with the Kano Heart Foundation. I did not know. You see, that is why Amamihe know when to put it out. So when Kanu Nwankwo was being interviewed, he came out, you know, speaking with his heavy Igbo accent, and I burst out loud. I was like, hey, see this local man. Because the kind of money Kanu Nwankwo has, I don't have it. Me, I like calling Kanu Nwankwo Luka. And you know, guess what? The guy faced me. Like I said, I didn't know he was the one who was handling the project. And the guy looked at me and said, what are you talking about? And I'm like, well, look at the way he talks. Listen, I said, look at the way he's talking. Please, with all the money he has. And he told me, he said, but that is what they want. He said that is what they want. They want to hear him speak this way. They don't want to hear him speak any other way. This is what they love. For them, it's sexy. I said, oh, and I felt really ashamed and stupid of myself. Now, fast forward how many years later, I find myself in Europe. And guess what? What this guy said was actually true. Most of the white folks we meet here, they are in love with our accents. They want to hear you speak more with your accent. Let's not mind the racists among them who are trying to bring you down because you're a black woman or a black man who is, you know, doing good for yourself. There are many. They exist. That's when I will tell you, especially in France, they exist. But then I will tell you, I said, you know, most of them, they were like, you know, and most of them, they fall in love with the way you speak. And like, where are you from? They want to know everything about you. Do you see? And then I began to understand that when we do these things, when you try to cut off your accent, according to DIMMA, when you try to get rid of your accent, you are killing yourself. You make yourself look really stupid. You make yourself sound so fake, and they don't want, you know, most times when you talk, and I notice one thing a lot about most of these people, when you're speaking and you're speaking with that your funny accent, they look down, there's a smile on their face. They don't say, the smile is they're not laughing, but there's this smile they have on their face, like, you know, and they're still talking to you. They are being polite, of course. They're still talking to you, they're still conversing with you, but at the end of the day, you're going to slip up somewhere. And they know, and they notice all these things, you know. And which also brings me to the fact that, you know, also when you are in another country, you know, this is just a little tip, you know, before I end this video. So when you're in another country and you really want to, or, you know, blend, you want to be in this country, you want to learn their language, I will tell you, do not try too hard to speak like them. Don't. Speak it the way you are speaking it, with your accent. Don't worry. You will get it. The gist will come. They will also understand you. This is the truth, I'm telling you. They will also understand you. If you try to do too much, you're going to lose the essence of it, and you're going to lose the joy of being able to speak in that language or learn that language. So you guys, on this note, I'm going to be signing off, because this video I tried to make it super short, you know. So so for me, I'm hungry, you guys, please. So, you know, so on this note, I'm going to be ending this video. I'm going to be asking you guys, so what has been your experience so far with accents living in, you know, a foreign country, and especially with our Nigerians, because I think our Nigerians have it bad for accents. A lot of them do a lot of crazy things for accents. On radio, you see somebody that is on radio, you hear somebody that's on TV, the way he's talking, you just be asking, what's wrong with your mouth? Abi, you put omito, you know, that kind of thing. You begin to ask questions. So, you know, and the thing, truthfully, it annoys me, you know. I'm not there, you know, but I'm like, why are you doing this? Why are they all, you know, I'd really like to know, truthfully, I'd really like to know, you know, why do they all change their accents? And I think one of the reasons I appreciate people like Nedu Wazobia a lot, because he's true to himself. You know, he's quite very true to himself. I think, you know, I don't get to listen to Wazobia FM except on YouTube, but I would love to, you know, for me, I would love that it's a radio station I can, you know, listen to, because, you know, I think he's true to his craft, you know. And yeah, so on this note, you guys, so do not fail to leave your comments in the comment section below. Do not fail to share, do not fail to like this video, and tell me the tips or the pointers that you got out of this video, and what has been your challenges with, you know, accents. And then, you know, we could always talk about it. Okay, so until my next video, adios amigos. I love you all. Thank you all so much for your support, for your encouragement, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.